All right, what's going on, you guys? Yeah, so originally I was planning on doing a really big tape update for you today, and as I was kind of going through everything and looking at it, I was like, man, there's a lot of stuff in here I haven't really listened to in a while, and even then it might have been just once or twice. So yeah, I was kind of coming to the realization that I'm going to need a little bit more time to prepare for that one. So I'm getting my notes ready and trying to get everything done. There's like 20 or more that I wanted to talk about. And mainly just because I wanted to knock a really big chunk out of this out, man. Like I've been talking about before, I'm closing in on like 200 different releases I haven't talked about yet. And the longer it's going to go, the less chance I'm ever going to be able to talk about them. So just because they'll just get put on the back burner forever as I'm getting new stuff. So that is coming up hopefully very soon, if at all possible, the very next video. So in the meantime, I know you're sick of me talking about them, but I'm going to fanboy out on Saccage, because they put out a new album, and yeah, I just feel like they need a little bit more people talking about them, really. I don't hear hardly anyone ever discussing this band. They've become one of my favorites over the last couple of years, and yeah, I just feel like I kind of owe it to them, you know what I mean, as much as I've talked about them. So we'll get into that. Let me get reorganized here, because I've tried to record this like 40 times already, and it's just not working out. But that's A, me being rusty, and B, I'm just not very good at doing reviews for whatever reason. So we're listening to Ares Kingdom, whatever the fuck, the Unburiable Dead. Sorry. This is their 2015 release, I believe, on Nuclear War Now. Fantastic death thrash stuff out of Kansas City, I do believe. There's the inside, of course, no CD in there. I don't know what it is about this band. I mean, Nuclear War Now is constantly promoting them and saying, hey, go check this out, here this is, why don't you buy this? And it's taken me till now to kind of start getting into them, but I'm really digging what they've put out. So they've got a new release that I need to get to, and of course I have another album on tape that hopefully I'll get around to showing eventually. So yeah, you might be seeing a little bit more of this coming up. If you haven't heard them, go check the links. There's always links, there always will be, so down below is where you need to go. Alright, so I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything I have. So Saccage is one of those bands that I just really want everything I can get from them. Currently I have their 3 full lengths and an EP, and I know there's a couple I know there's at least one split that I need. There's a couple other demos probably, and some of it's hard to find. I know pretty much everything I own is stuff they already sell on their Bandcamp page, but all that's even sold out, so I don't know where I'm going to find it. Hopefully I can get it all, at least as much as I can possibly get my hands on. It's just one of those bands for me. There's going to be a couple more stuff here in the future that I'm going to talk about that it's just one of those bands that I just really feel like I need everything. So I have their very first full-length, Death Crust Satanique, French-Canadian band, so I don't speak French, so I don't know how to properly pronounce that, but awesome release. Cover art's kind of cheesy, but I enjoy it. That's the other thing about this band, too. Every release they put out, I'm really looking forward to their art. They do some really cool art. It's nothing you haven't seen before, but it's just something I'm always looking forward to, because there's all these tiny little details that you can spot in here. So this is their follow-up EP, Varas, and as you can see there, it's packed full. And of course the album that I know you're sick to death of me talking about, but One More Time Won't Kill You. My 2017 album of the year, Recidive. This is my introduction to this band, and this album fucking floored me. I love every note of this, and I just really can't get enough. I think Von Frost put this one out. So there's the tape, and of course I have to have it on vinyl as well. So easily one of my favorite albums that I own. Hopefully you guys are kind of getting the picture, and you'll go check this out at some point. But that's all you. So today we're going to talk about their very new album, Khaos Mortem. Sorry. This one dropped back in August, I believe, so it's been out a couple months. It's taken me this long to get it for whatever reason. And you guys know how bad I am at describing music, and I know a lot of people don't watch like one band reviews, or a review on one band, but I'm going to do my absolute best because I just feel like I owe it to them. Super nice dudes, by the way. Always treated me nice when I've kind of messaged them and, hey, I love your band. Yeah. Anyway, So they're new one. Main reason I wanted to show all those older ones is because it's going to tie into this. So what I've come to expect from Saccage is like just furious, nasty death crust as you would expect something like that to sound. But they also would kind of break it down into parts where you'd hear like the main riff or the polished riff or the whatever you want to call it, just like that main heavy part that's got all the groove to it, and they fucking layer that groove in. On this one, it's not as prevalent as in previous albums, especially on this one. Where this one, especially Orgasmine, whatever that fucking song is. I think it's Orgasmaniac, but it's fucking French, so I don't know. But that one has such an amazing fucking riff to open it. But this one, it's a little bit more relentless. I mean, it's more focused on the speed. It's more driving, a little bit more ferocity, a little more fire to it. It's not to say the riffs aren't there, they're just a little bit more layered within the speed. So, I mean, it's kind of like catch them before they go, if you know what I mean. They do slow it down at points, but it's not as much so as they did on the previous albums. But still, it took me 1 or 2 listens to kind of really feel where they're going with it. But after that, it really kicked in. But it's definitely a worthy follow-up, I would say. Whereas, I mean, basically all I'm saying is like where the last album, especially in previous releases, would, I want to say it focused a little more on groove. That's not to say they're an overly groove-related band. But this one feels like it's a little bit more straightforward death crust. No frills, no mess, no nonsense, just business all the way. And I can kind of see where they're going with that. And I don't know if at least part of that has to do with them bringing in a new drummer. Alexis, I believe his name is, who joined, I guess, shortly after this one came out. But he is definitely a blasting fool, and that shit really, I don't want to say it's a step up, because, I mean, their previous drummer was just as phenomenal, but he's definitely a worthy replacement in this band for sure. And there's something about, that's another thing I want to focus on with this band. Their blast beats, it's not, you all heard blast beats, everyone knows what that shit sounds like, but there's something about this particular band, I think it's just their frenetic, kind of crazy riffs with the blasting behind it, and then you throw Dan's vocals on top of it, which Dan's one of those dudes who can just sing 5,000 words in a single breath. And so when you combine all that, it just sounds like everything's about to just fly out of control and just explode. And it's just kind of like, I'm sure other bands do it, but for me it's kind of a really signature part of their sound, and I absolutely love when they are able to pull shit like that off. I mean, because you're just listening to flawless blasting. I mean, the guitars are just flying out of control, and then Dan on top of that shit. It's just, I don't know, it really gives it a very energetic, very chaotic vibe. Nat's guitar work is, again, fucking amazing, and he's one of those dudes that just really has a knack for the perfect riff. He's always able to throw one down and write a really, really good one, but at the same time, at a moment's notice, can just start ripping shit apart with his just frenetic and crazy and speed-filled riffs. I mean, he's one of my favorite guitar players, at least in all the Montreal scene for damn sure. And I'm pretty sure he plays, I think all these dudes play in different bands. I know Nat, pretty sure Nat does. I think Dan is currently involved in a couple other bands. And but I mean, there's tons of Montreal shit out there that I've been really, really checking out over the last couple of years. And I mean, he's one of the better ones, I would say. I'm trying to think of the dude's name. LeBrose, I guess. Fat Joe Olay is what he's been going by. His bass work is absolutely flawless. Does a really good job of really weaving all the chaos together and all the rhythms together and kind of holding it down, which I guess is obviously the bass's job anyway. But I mean, like at first when I was listening to it, I didn't feel like the bass was as prominent as it should be. Like it seemed kind of low in the mix. But this is one of those albums that really needs to be listened to at a higher volume. And I know each time I listened to it, I was cranking it up just a little bit more just to see how everything kind of came together. Definitely listen to it really, really loud. I mean, you'll hear everything. I don't know. It's just kind of everything really pops out when you do that. There's a lot of albums like that, obviously, but this is definitely one of those. Yeah, I mean, it's just like anarchy everywhere else, but the bass is the order, the structure, and just holds everything in line and just keeps everything from just falling apart at the seams. So it does a really good job there. Yeah, man, overall, what I'm trying to say is this band is a really, really tight band. Through all the just relentless speed, I'm trying to think of some different analogies, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those bands that can just find a way to have some really, really sweet riffs and then kind of kick it up a notch and then just start blasting like a motherfucker. It's just shit goes all out of control. It's fucking amazing. Very, very talented dudes. Flawless transitions between, riffs and tempo changes. And at the same time, still maintaining that very dirty, very raunchy, just putrid fucking sounding album like they're always able to do. That's one of my favorite things about them. Songwriting gets better each and every album. That's another thing that's very focused in here. I wish I could tell you really some songs to check out, but I mean, I don't speak French, so I'm not really going to go into that. But yeah, man, you can check them out. I'm really trying to do my best on here because just not the long review type of guy. And here's the whole art for the album. And I'm planning to get the vinyl version of this at some point. This is another logo that I fucking love here. This, I guess, their secondary logo. Fucking killer. But yeah, man, just go listen for yourself. Check it out. I know I'm probably not describing them as apt as I should or they deserve to have for them. Falling apart. I'm so fucking rusty, you guys. But yeah, go check this band out. Hopefully it's up your alley. They're one of my favorites. Very nice guys. They've always been really cool to me. And yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about that. So that was a fucking mouthful. Yeah, we got tapes coming up. Plenty of fucking records to show. I just got a bunch of shit from Hell's Headbangers. A bunch of random stuff I need to show. And collection updates out the ass. So that's coming soon. Thank you guys for checking this out. Please go check out Saccage and PRC Music for damn sure. Era's Kingdom, all that good shit. It's definitely going to be... It's something I fucking recommend. I'm going to get off here. This video is starting to suck. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you hopefully in a week.